This episode of Internet Today is brought to you by ExpressVPN.
Twitter once again provided us with the gift of absolute absurdity during a week where we definitely needed something to point to and laugh at that isn't the current sitting president of these United States. Meet Dean Browning, former county commissioner for Lehigh County, Pennsylvania, and now former congressional candidate who lost his primary bid this year. Dean Browning describes himself as a, quote, proud pro-life and pro-Second Amendment Christian conservative dedicated to enacting common sense solutions to keep America great. Dean Browning is a white man who we assume is straight, which is what makes his posts on Twitter this Tuesday so confusing.
Yeah, so a few days back, in the face of a lost election for not only himself, but for President Trump, Dean Browning tweeted your typical pro-Trump fare. Quote, what Trump built in 4 years, Biden will destroy in 4 months. Which, I mean, that's great news for anyone who voted for Joe Biden.
Yeah.
But we digress. A Twitter user replied to that tweet saying, you mean what Obama built in 8 years, and so on and so on. We've seen this back and forth between political rivals multiple times. Nothing new here. But it was the next response that threw social media for a loop. Dean Browning, pictured here once again, just so we know who's tweeting.
Yeah.
Dean Browning replied to that user with the following. I'm a black gay guy, and I can personally say that Obama did nothing for me. My life only changed a little bit, and it was for the worse. Everything is so much better under Trump, though. I feel respected, which I never do when Democrats are involved.
Now, okay. This was obviously a bit strange and out of place because clearly Dean Browning is not a, quote, black gay guy. So what the hell is going on? Now, at first, people were quick to justifiably assume that Dean Browning had been operating different accounts in order to argue certain talking points under the guise of representing different groups of people. A tactic that's, well known on social media is it's reminiscent of the kinds of grifts that Jacob Wall would pull, or even the famed Michael Cohen bot accounts that would repeatedly call him a sexy bulldog or whatever, which in turn inspired people to create Internet Today bot accounts that log on every day to tell us how sexy, inspiring, and amazing that we are.
Thank you.
Thank you, women for Internet Today, gays for Internet Today, bots for Internet Today, and I think there was even Goofies for Internet Today that was launched last week.
My favorite is Grannies for Internet Today.
Yes, of course. Now, it's hard to keep up, but we do appreciate it. It does gas us up.
Yeah. So, yeah, it seemed like it was a sock puppet thing, but
Yeah.
The implication with Dean Browning was that, he was potentially running alt accounts that he could use to support both him and the Trump agenda on social media by chiming in as a gay person of color in an attempt to break the idea that all gay black men hated Trump or something.
Yeah.
This is a thing that's been happening a lot lately.
Not even lately. The past 4 years.
But especially right before the election, just a bunch of stock photo black men came out of the woodwork to support our president.
Yeah, easily traceable too. In most cases, a lot of just reverse image searching and being like, this is literally from Shutterstock.
Yeah, I saw one where the person literally just Google image search professional black man.
Yeah.
And it was like the top result.
Yeah.
Anyway, after that initial I'm a gay black guy tweet from this straight white man started blowing up on Twitter, Browning tweeted out an explanation that said, regarding the tweet that's going viral from my account, I was quoting a message that I received earlier this week from a follower. Sorry if context was not clear. Trump received record minority votes and record LGBTQ votes. Many people won't say it vocally, but do in private.
So he's tossed the softball up in the air so that he can hit it himself with what comes next. But after some cursory research done by internet detectives, it appeared as though everyone had honed in on what they assumed was Dean Browning's sock puppet account, an account for a person named Dan Purdy.
Dan Purdy.
Whose profile picture was a cartoon of a black man wearing a beanie. Now, this account was pointed out because it was a somewhat recently created account that followed Dean Browning, would reply to Browning's tweets frequently, and had used the same type of language and writing style that Browning had used in the tweet sent out Tuesday. I believe the account was made in October, but whatever. Things took another turn after this. Could Dan Purdy actually be a real person? I mean, sure, there are gay black men out there. But in the context of this story specifically, it didn't really add up. After people had pointed out that this Dan Purdy account was probably Dean Browning's alt, Browning tweeted the following, admitting that he knew Dan Purdy, but alluding to the idea that it wasn't him running the account. Quote, here is a message from Dan Purdy, who has decided to respond to this controversy. I wish the media would pay attention to the voter irregularities in the state of Pennsylvania as much as they have this Twitter story. So there you go.
Yes, the video in question, it certainly appeared to show a self-declared gay black guy. Let's see.
Hey guys, my name is Dan Purdy, and I am indeed a gay black man. The message that you saw on Dean's Twitter was posted. I don't actually know how it was posted, but I did send it to him because I had a problem with how people of my race and sexual persuasion are treating Donald Trump. I don't have a problem with Donald Trump on those levels, and I don't understand why so many pretend to. Donald Trump has never done anything to hurt me, either as a gay man or as a black man, nor has he done anything to hurt anybody in the 4 years that he's been in office, because he hasn't had time to. So what's the big deal? I sent that message to Dean. Dean accidentally posted it somehow, and that's the end of the story. No, he's not a sock puppet. No, I'm not a bot. I hope you understand.
Okay, so what the hell's going on here? Should this be taken at face value, or was there something more nefarious going on? New information's come to light. Is it possible that in order to save face, Browning paid an actor to appear on video as Dan Purdy? I mean, I guess it's possible. It's looking more and more like that's the case.
Yeah.
The longer the saga played out, the more confusing and strange it became. And we'll be honest, it had so many twists and turns that it even confused the shit out of us. So if the plan was for Dean Browning to throw people off his trail by simply making the story complicated to follow, well, job well done, sir. But here we are trying to explain the rest of it to you anyway.
Yeah, after the video spread, people were even more intrigued by the whole thing. They weren't going to stop. Oh, open and shut case, let's be done with it. No, this is getting even stranger. Let's dig in deeper. Who was the man on the video? And was he actually Dan Purdy? And was he actually in control of the Dan Purdy Twitter account? Was his name even Dan Purdy? Well, it looks like maybe and no. He might have been running the account, but his actual name was not Dan Purdy.
Oh, that's great.
The Dan Purdy name had been circulating on other Twitter accounts before this most recent one, including on an account at SoulCookie322, which alongside the Dan Purdy moniker also went by Patriarchy or Patriarchy, and also White Good Man. A little on the nose, to be honest, but whatever. So who was the guy in the video?
So the guy in the video appears to be a man named William Bill Holt, an actor and activist.
And also a real estate agent, I guess.
Yeah, he's got a lot of hats. But also, according to his various Medium posts on blogsite.medium.com, a total fucking asshole and a Trump sycophant. He hates women.
Yes.
Also, in an even stranger turn of events, turns out that Bill Holt is Patti LaBelle's son? Okay, so turns out he's not her actual son, but he is, according to multiple outlets, her adopted son and actual nephew, apparently.
Yeah.
So he is a self-proclaimed gay black man. He does hold the same beliefs as Dean Browning and the Dan Purdy Twitter account. He is the man in the video, but also he's lying in the video by saying that he's Dan Purdy. And there's essentially no proof that he was actually in control of that Twitter account or whether or not he was working with Dean Browning in any capacity.
Yeah.
Is this even worth my...
the bandwidth in my brain was just like... I had no room left by the time this saga had ended. I had been following it all day and I was just like... Again, job well done getting even me confused by what's going on here, but who knows. For what it's worth, the Dan Purdy Twitter account, it's been banned. And that's because it was pretty goddamn obvious that whoever was running it wasn't who they said they were. Even if it was Bill Holt, son and nephew of Patti LaBelle, posing under a different name and just replying to a bunch of white GOP members with support. For now, the saga of Dan Purdy is over. But the saga of Bill Holt is just beginning, I'd assume. And we can just take Dan Purdy and add that name to the Internet Today Rogues Gallery under absolute fucking weirdo and potential bad faith political operative. So that's it so far.
All right.
What it looks like happened is, if I had to assume, Dean Browning either was or was in cahoots with someone running alt accounts.
Yeah, none of this explains the fact that Dean Browning tweeted that out, that you wouldn't do that on accident. There's no fucking way that would happen by accident.
Yeah, and also, even if it was Bill Holt who had sent that to him, why is he sending it to him and not just posting it on his own account?
Yeah.
Which he's very open and public about being who he says he is. Why didn't he just do it? And also, why the fake name?
Yeah, this might, I mean, like...
It's fucking tweet laundering.
Dan Purdy might not even be the account. He was definitely trying to post to a sock puppet account.
Yes.
There's no fucking way he would have been typing that tweet out or copy and pasting it, as he said, in that way, without thinking to put quotations around it or provide any context whatsoever.
Yeah.
He wrote it out as if he was pretending to be someone else, and I see no possible way that that's not the case. This Dan Purdy stuff, it's all big. It's all big red herring.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Bill
trying
Holt,
to throw us off the scent.
Bill Holt lives in the same area and probably is on Dean Browning's radar and is just like, hey man, can you do me a favor? You're gay and black, right?
Maybe that guy's been running Dean Browning's account.
Could be.
Maybe Dean Browning doesn't even use Twitter. He hires someone else, maybe this Dan Purdy guy, to run his Twitter.
Maybe Bill Holt is running Dean Browning's account and the Dan Purdy account, and he's the one that got them mixed up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think that's actually...
That's pretty good.
Probably what it is.
That's pretty good. New information has come to light.
Yeah.
Elliot has cracked the case.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Now look, let's take a second to catch our breath and thank today's sponsor for supporting our show and our lots of red string that we just put together. You know them, you love them. What are you waiting for? Sign up for ExpressVPN. Did you know that internet service providers like Comcast or AT&T, they aren't just making money off your subscription fees, they're also making all that money from looking at your internet activity and selling that search history to and your data to big tech companies. So what's the best way to make sure that 100% of your data is encrypted and that your ISP can't get a hold of it? Well, you guessed it, ExpressVPN.
ExpressVPN creates a secure tunnel between all your devices and the internet so that everything you do online is encrypted.
No matter what Twitter account you run.
It reroutes your connection through a secure server. This blocks your internet service provider from seeing everything you do online. All they can see is that you're connected to an ExpressVPN server, but nothing beyond that. And it's not just for your phone or computer. ExpressVPN works on all your devices. It works on your tablets, smart TVs, even your router, so your entire family can always stay protected. We can't stress this enough. ExpressVPN is so simple to use. You just open up the app, tap one button to connect, and that's it. Your data is your business, so protect it at expressvpn.com/todaydaily. Visit expressvpn.com/todaydaily to get 3 extra months of ExpressVPN protection for free. That is expressvpn.com/todaydaily to learn more.
Okay, let's take a quick second to separate the ad read from this next story because it's almost equal parts sad and hilarious. Okay, look, yeah. This story, it's kind of fucked up, but we would be doing a disservice to our viewers if we didn't bring it up because it is also inadvertently hilarious. Now, we're not sure of our demographic and how it crosses over with the early 2000s show One Tree Hill, but that show featured a scene which might eclipse the entire series itself. It was a scene...
I know this scene. It's incredible.
It was a scene where a doctor was in the process of transporting a donor heart to the father figure of the show.
You just have to see it.
Yeah, we can't show it. We would definitely get dinged for it. But the father figure in the show, he's the villain. He's a total asshole. In the process of carrying the donor heart, the doctor trips, drops the cooler containing that heart.
The heart just flops right out.
And it's then eaten by a golden retriever.
Yeah.
It's arguably one of the most jump the shark moments in TV history outside of Arthur Fonzarelli literally jumping a shark in Happy Days.
This is the only thing I know about One Tree Hill.
Same.
And yeah, I only saw this clip like in the past couple of years on probably Twitter. And it's just like, what is this? Is this real? What is this from? Is this supposed to be taken seriously? It blew my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're not sure if the person who needed this very real heart transplant was an asshole or not, but I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. We think it's okay to laugh at this next very real story because I guess it turned out okay.
Yeah.
We swear everything turned out fine. The heart's got a little bit of schmutz on it, but we can all have a laugh. Cool. So yeah, late last week, a medical helicopter carrying a donor heart that was urgently needed by an awaiting patient. It crash landed on the roof of the University of Southern California's Keck Hospital in Los Angeles. My cousin works there.
Yeah.
Everyone on board survived with minor injuries. Okay. We fucked up, but we crashed a helicopter. That can often be fatal. But
oops,
guys, it's fine. It's going to be expensive, but the most important thing is that we're all alive.
And the heart
is
there.
Still safe.
It's there. Okay.
So that's great. Cool. Carry on. Doesn't matter. The heart's fine. Might be a little banged up, but whatever.
Yeah, you just brush it off, you blow it off, it's fine.
In a doctor's hands, who cares?
Yeah.
So once the wreckage was cleared as safe, a doctor rushed over to grab that heart so they could transport it inside the hospital where it could save the life of the person eagerly waiting for this vital piece of human anatomy. A heart they've probably been on the list for months, if not years.
They're chilling there, their chest is open, they're just waiting to get that thing dropped in and pumping.
This is the difference between life and death for this person.
But after surviving a helicopter flight, after surviving a helicopter crash, and then being pulled from the wreckage, unscathed, pretty much, it finally made it into the arms of a doctor. But this donor heart's journey was not finished. Because while the doctor was carefully walking away from the helicopter wreckage towards the hospital entrance, he tripped and fell and dropped the heart right onto the ground in front of everyone. Which is...
I can't tell what he even tripped on.
Yeah, I think it's just like one of the lights that like flashes for the helicopter to like land or
just
something.
Just a little like reflector or something. Just some very...
That's the problem. When you're being specifically ultra careful, that's when you always fuck up.
Yeah.
Because anyone can walk around on a roof and not fall over. It's when you're carrying precious cargo.
Some of the worst near falls I've taken have been on literal cracks, where your foot just happens to catch it at the perfect angle.
Yeah.
And you're fucked.
This doctor, carrying a heart that survived a helicopter crash, then tripped and fell and dropped the heart in front of everyone. Turned out fine, so it's hilarious.
Was there a dog?
There should have been a dog.
Why is this German Shepherd on the roof of the hospital? Who brought this up here? I mean, I wish we had the rights to the Benny Hill theme song.
Yeah,
Really...
I wish I owned a slide whistle.
Yeah, I do own a slide whistle. Yeah. Anyway, now it's time for some fake news.
Yeah.
This time it's courtesy of friend of the show, Nick Lutsko, who's had a hell of a year.
Yeah.
He has shifted course from creating catchy pop ballads based on current events to manufacturing fake news that's so believable that users online were big mad. And even Snopes got involved to debunk the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, we are, of course, a week into the reality that Joe Biden is the president-elect, despite what Donald Trump and his cast of characters would love for you to believe. There's no proof whatsoever that there was voter fraud during the U.S. election. And the actions of the GOP in putting up a $1 million reward for anyone coming forward about voter fraud should tell you all you need to know about how desperate they are for anything.
Yeah, the New York Times even called up every single state to inquire about irregularities in the 2020 elections, and they found no evidence of voter fraud. There's just no evidence, okay? Plus, Biden is now leading by such huge margins that any irregularities at all wouldn't be enough to shift the outcome.
The people that are still hooked up on this, they literally think that all mail-in ballots need to be disregarded. Yeah, which is just not going to fucking happen.
Also, there was the postal worker who claimed that something had happened and then rebuked his claim and then rebuked that claim.
Yeah, he's playing both sides. Respect.
But, yeah, I think this guy's so down deep in a hole that he doesn't know what to do, so he's just saying yes to whoever comes to him at this point.
Yeah, this is like the Project Veritas. And Project Veritas, it is incredible that going on 15 years now, people are still just like, oh my God, did you see the new project? It's like fucking 0% batting average.
Mm-hmm. Look, so far, it's done, it's over. Trump, he's obviously not going to take this lying down, but we'll just have to see where that goes because he's very much trying to pull a bunch of bullshit right now. Some of it scary. I've talked to a couple people that are way more informed on politics than I am, and they're pretty consistent in saying there's not really a lot to worry about. Yes, you're scared because of the things that are happening, but it should be fine.
Yeah.
Which is okay. But anyway.
Still, I'm supposed to be like, my stress is supposed to be gone by now.
Yeah.
And it's not.
It's not. I'm still having a terrible time.
Yeah.
Anyways, having said all that, Nick Lutsko posted a video on Tuesday night that purported to show Fox News host Laura Ingraham interviewing someone who was certainly trying to prove that voter fraud existed. And Nick accurately claimed above the post that that person sounded a hell of a lot like Donald Trump himself, or maybe it was his alter ego, John Barron. Let's see a little bit of the clip.
I'm not going to say which party does it, but thousands of votes are gathered and they come in and they're dumped in a location, and then all of a sudden you lose elections that you think you're going to win. And I'm not going to stand for it. Our voting system, first of all, we should have voter ID. When you vote, you should have voter ID. And if you send something in, you should be sure, as a state and as a country, you should be sure that that vote is meaningful and it's not just made fraudulently, because there's a lot of fraudulent voting going on in this country.
Yeah, wow, that does sound a lot like the president.
It sounds like they're masking the president's voice. It's almost exactly how he talks, except slightly altered.
So obviously the video was edited and altered as a comedy bit, and it was hilarious.
Yes.
But even more so because of just how many people fell for this. And
they really thought this happened on Fox News.
Yeah, people who thought this was done by like the deep state in order to make Trump look bad or sow further doubt in his claims that the election was stolen from him or rigged. The post went viral so quickly, so many people reacted to it, including some blue checks who should have those check marks removed. Snopes got involved. It got to the point where Snopes got involved and had to post a statement claiming that the video was indeed a hoax. Even my Zuckerberg grilling meats during a Senate hearing didn't reach Snopes status.
Well, this one, this one was so quickly viral.
The stats on this tweet, I was like, oh my God. Like, it was at like 18,000 quote tweets or some shit when I looked at it.
It was wild. And the best part was like the initial tweets on it were like, I have taken the audio into audio editing programs and I've used it, and this audio is clearly fake. And it's like, yes, the whole thing's fake.
Yeah, you fucking idiot.
The whole thing is
a joke.
Yeah, it was.
We're having a laugh.
You could just watch that Laura Ingraham episode.
Yeah.
It's not there.
Go to foxnews.com.
Yeah.
Find the original clip.
You would think this would be the biggest news on their website.
Anyway. Yeah, was the poll worker interviewed by Ingram actually Trump himself? We're going to give that 10 Pinocchios. False.
Yeah, false.
No, of course not, you fucking moron.
But I love how much it irked people.
Yeah, it was good.
And people will complain like, well, that's actual fake news that's going to like rile people up. And
it's not even news.
It's a bit. It's something that you would see on SNL if SNL was any good.
Like, people are so fucking media illiterate. Just like, okay, who tweeted this? Nick Lutsko. Let's click on that profile. It's a bunch of comedy videos.
Yeah, literally the first post under it is him dressed as a gremlin.
Yeah.
Come on, people.
God.
It takes 2 clicks to refute most fake news. You just got to do the bare minimum.
He didn't even sometimes when shit like this happens, the person will actually doctor up their profile a bit to make it seem like someone else. He didn't do anything.
Yeah, like the Bloomberg.
Yeah.
Bloomberg. Where's he been? Anyways, lastly for today, since the whole weird escapade involving Rudy Giuliani and the Four Seasons Landscaping Company really captured the world's attention, there have been no shortage of people utilizing this backdrop for their own personal happiness. And probably the most widely used version of this was the Zoom background that was made from the camera shot from the alley, which is great. I love people are having fun with this, putting it on their Zooms to spice things up a bit. But was that the most impressive use of this landscaping company?
No.
No. That goes to YouTuber and furry Cooper Tom, whose group of friends ported the Four Seasons Landscaping Company into VR chat.
Yeah.
And it's done very well.
Yeah.
Incredibly well.
Amazing attention to detail.
Yeah, then they just filmed themselves enjoying the new backdrop and showing it around to all their friends. And it was, this landscaping company was now filled with people living and breathing inside their virtual fursonas, having a ball.
Amazing.
Yeah. Truly great.
Got that one out just in time, because I'm already at the point where
I'm tired of the Four Seasons.
I see a reference to Four Seasons on Twitter, and I'm just like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's it for today's episode. Watch Weekly Weird News to learn about that whole Four Seasons saga. It's pretty outdated, but I guess if you're completely out of the loop, then you're...
Or if you want something to watch.
Yeah.
Hey, watch it again. Give us an extra
watch
view.
it again.
Yeah.
And stay tuned here for more videos coming right up. And also, don't forget to subscribe.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Hey, let's see if this works. Become a member of our channel by clicking the join button.
Yeah, so many of you joined last week. We love to see it, so do it again. Or don't do it again. Don't double vote. If you're not a member, then you click join.
Yeah.
Don't click join if you're a member. It might cancel.
It'll unjoin.
Yeah. All right, well, that's it for today. We'll see you for Tech News Day really soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.